Did you know that something as simple as having your morning coffee could completely throw off your blood test results and lead your doctor down the wrong path? Blood tests are like a window into your health, giving doctors crucial information about everything from your heart to your kidneys. But here's what many people don't realize. The hours leading up to that needle stick can make or break the accuracy of your results. You might think you're doing everything right, but small everyday habits could be silently sabotaging your test and causing unnecessary panic or missed diagnoses. Before we dive into these critical mistakes, if you're finding this information valuable already, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It really helps us reach more people who need this important health information, and I promise you'll get tons of practical tips that could literally save you from medical mix-ups. I've seen too many seniors get alarming phone calls from their doctors, only to find out later that their concerning results were caused by something they did before the test. Whether it's that cup of tea you couldn't resist, forgetting to mention a new vitamin, or even just being dehydrated, these seemingly innocent mistakes can send your numbers spinning in the wrong direction. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 critical mistakes that could be affecting your blood work without you even knowing it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to prepare for your next blood test, so your results truly reflect your health, not your morning routine. And if you stick around until the end, I'll share a bonus tip that most doctors forget to mention. Let's dive right in. The first mistake I see all the time is people showing up dehydrated because they think fasting means no water at all. This is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. Unless your doctor specifically tells you not to drink water, you should absolutely be hydrating before your blood draw. When you're dehydrated, your veins shrink and become harder to find, which means more pokes, more pain, and a much more unpleasant experience overall. I remember talking to Margaret, who's 73, and she told me about how her blood draw turned into a nightmare because the technician had to try 4 different spots before finding a good vein. She had avoided water all morning thinking it would help her test results, but all it did was make her miserable. The next time, she drank plenty of water beforehand and the whole thing was over in seconds. But it's not just about comfort. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and more concentrated, which can actually skew certain test results, especially things like kidney function tests. You might end up with results that look worse than they actually are, leading to unnecessary worry and follow-up appointments. If this tip about hydration just helped you understand something new, please show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't already. Your engagement truly makes a difference in helping us create more content like this. The key is to drink water normally the night before and morning of your test. Skip anything with caffeine, sugar, or artificial sweeteners, but plain water is your friend. Your veins will thank you, and your results will be more accurate. The second mistake that trips up so many people is taking their usual medications and supplements without checking first. Now, I'm not saying you should stop taking important medications. That could be dangerous. But you definitely need to have a conversation with your doctor about what to take and what to hold off on before your blood work. Some medications can temporarily change your test results in ways that might alarm your doctor. For instance, if you take your thyroid medication right before a blood test, it might make your levels look different than they normally would. Certain supplements, especially biotin, which is popular for hair and nail health, can interfere with hormone tests and give completely false readings. I know a gentleman named Robert who takes a handful of vitamins every morning. Before one of his routine blood tests, he took everything as usual, including a new supplement his wife had bought for joint health. His liver enzymes came back elevated, which sent his doctor into a panic thinking something serious was wrong. After some detective work, they figured out it was the new supplement causing the spike. A week later, after stopping it, his numbers were completely normal. The lesson here is simple. Make a list of every single thing you take, including over-the-counter medications, vitamins, herbal supplements, even things like fish oil or probiotics. Show this list to your doctor or the lab staff and ask specifically what you should skip before your test. It's better to ask too many questions than to get scary results that don't reflect your real health. If you're learning something new and want to help others avoid these mistakes too, please take a second to subscribe. and share this video with someone who might need this information. Every subscription helps us reach more people with potentially life-saving health tips. Now, let's talk about mistake number 3, which is eating or drinking when you're supposed to be fasting. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people don't realize that even the smallest bite or sip can completely change their results. When your doctor orders a fasting blood test, they usually mean nothing by mouth except water for 8 to 12 hours before your appointment. This includes that automatic morning coffee, the piece of gum you pop in without thinking, even mints or cough drops. All of these can trigger your body's metabolic response and make your blood sugar and cholesterol levels look much higher than they actually are. I've seen people get put on diabetes medication because they had a glass of orange juice before their fasting glucose test. One woman I know, Betty, who's 79, has been getting the same blood work done for years. One morning she woke up feeling a bit queasy and had a few crackers before remembering she had a fasting test scheduled. Her cholesterol came back sky high, completely different from her previous results. Her doctor was ready to start her on medication until she remembered the crackers. They repeated the test properly, and her numbers were right back to normal. The thing is, our bodies are creatures of habit. When you wake up, you probably automatically reach for your coffee or grab a quick snack. The key is to schedule your fasting tests early in the morning when possible and set yourself up for success the night before. Put a note on your coffee maker. Set a reminder on your phone, whatever it takes to break that automatic routine. If this story about Betty made you realize you might have made similar mistakes, you're definitely not alone. Please hit subscribe so you don't miss more real-world examples and tips like this that could save you from medical confusion. Remember, even diet soda or sugar-free gum counts as breaking your fast. When in doubt, stick to plain water only. Your results will be accurate, and you'll avoid the stress of getting a concerning phone call later. Mistake number 4 is something I see particularly with active seniors, doing intense physical activity right before your blood draw. Now, staying active is wonderful, and I encourage it, but timing matters when it comes to blood tests. If you usually take your tests after a calm morning, but decide to get in a workout beforehand, your results might look completely different. Exercise affects many of the things measured in your blood. It can temporarily raise your blood sugar, change your liver enzymes, and even affect protein levels. If your doctor is used to seeing your results after quiet mornings, a post-workout blood draw might set off unnecessary alarms. I think of my friend Charlie, who's 81 and religiously does his morning exercises. One day, he decided to do an extra long session before his blood work, thinking it would make him look healthier. Instead, several of his markers came back elevated, leading to a worried phone call from his doctor and additional testing. Once they figured out the cause, Charlie learned to keep his morning routine light on blood test days. The goal is to keep your morning as similar as possible to your usual routine. If you normally take a gentle walk, that's probably fine. But avoid anything more intense than usual. Your blood work should reflect your everyday health, not what you did in the hour before the test. If you're still with me and finding these insights valuable, please show your support by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. It takes just a second, but helps tremendously in getting this important information to more people who need it. Moving on to mistake number 5, drinking caffeinated or sugary beverages before your test. This is a big one because so many people think that black coffee doesn't count since it has no calories. But caffeine is a powerful substance that can affect your blood pressure, heart rate, and even blood sugar levels for hours after you drink it. Even if you're not fasting, caffeine can make your blood pressure look higher than it normally is, which might lead your doctor to think you need medication when you don't. And if you are supposed to be fasting, even black coffee can interfere with tests like glucose and cholesterol. Sugary drinks are even worse. Things like fruit juice, soda, or even sports drinks can cause your blood sugar to spike dramatically, making you look diabetic when you're not. I've seen people get diabetes diagnoses that were completely wrong because they had orange juice before a glucose test. There's also the dehydration factor. Caffeine is a diuretic, which means it makes you lose water. This can make your veins harder to find and your blood thicker, making the whole process more difficult and uncomfortable. I remember speaking with Dorothy, who's 68, and she always had her morning coffee before her monthly blood work. Her blood pressure readings were consistently high during these tests, leading her doctor to prescribe medication. 1 month she overslept and missed her coffee, and her blood pressure was completely normal. That's when they realized the coffee was the culprit. The simple solution is to save your morning beverages for after the test. Bring them with you if you want. Many labs have a little waiting area where you can sit and enjoy your coffee as a reward for getting through the blood draw. Are you getting value from these real-life examples? If so, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support directly helps us create more content that could prevent you or your loved ones from medical misunderstandings. The sixth mistake is failing to communicate recent illnesses or changes to your healthcare team. This might seem minor, but even a small cold or a change in your routine can affect your blood work in ways that might alarm your doctor if they don't have the full picture. When your body is fighting any kind of infection, even something mild like a head cold, your immune system kicks into high gear. This can temporarily raise your white blood cell count, increase inflammation markers, and even affect your liver enzymes. If your doctor doesn't know you've been under the weather, they might see these changes and worry about something serious. The same goes for new medications, supplements, recent stress, or even major changes in your diet or sleep pattern. All of these can show up in your blood work, and your doctor needs to know about them to interpret your results correctly. I know a man named Frank who's 75, and he had been fighting a lingering cough for about a week before his routine blood work. He didn't think it was worth mentioning since it was just a minor annoyance. But his inflammation markers came back elevated, which sent his doctor into detective mode looking for serious causes. It wasn't until the follow-up appointment that Frank mentioned the cough, and everything clicked into place. The lesson is to always give your healthcare team the complete picture. Mention any recent illnesses, new medications or supplements, major stress, changes in sleep, or anything else that's been different in the weeks leading up to your test. It's not complaining. It's giving your doctor the information they need to take the best care of you. If Frank's story resonates with you, or if you've had similar experiences, please drop a comment below and let me know. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button so you never miss important health tips that could make a real difference in your care. The seventh and final mistake is arriving at your appointment stressed, anxious, or exhausted. I know medical appointments can be nerve-wracking, especially if you're worried about your results or don't like needles. But your emotional state and how well you slept the night before can actually affect your blood test results. When you're stressed or anxious, your body releases hormones that can temporarily raise your blood pressure, blood sugar, and inflammation levels. If you had a terrible night's sleep or rushed to your appointment feeling frazzled, your numbers might look worse than they normally would. Some people work themselves up so much about blood tests that they can't sleep the night before. Others skip their normal morning routine and arrive feeling scattered and tense. All of this shows up in your bloodstream and can give your doctor a false picture of your health. I remember talking to Ruth, who's 74, and she was terrified of needles her whole life. Before each blood test, she would barely sleep and arrive at the lab feeling panicked. Her blood pressure and glucose were always higher during these visits compared to when she felt calm. Once she started using some relaxation techniques and giving herself plenty of time to get to appointments without rushing, her results became much more consistent and accurate. The solution isn't to eliminate all stress. That's impossible. But you can take steps to minimize it. Get a good night's sleep before your test if possible. Give yourself plenty of time to get to your appointment so you're not rushed. If you're nervous about needles, let the staff know. They deal with this every day and have techniques to help you feel more comfortable. Before I share that bonus tip I promised, if you've made it this far and found these 7 mistakes helpful, you're clearly someone who cares about getting accurate health information. Please show your support by subscribing to our channel and hitting that like button. It really helps us continue creating content that can prevent medical mix-ups and give you confidence in your healthcare decisions. Try some deep breathing exercises in the waiting room, or bring a book or music to help you relax. Remember, these tests are tools to help keep you healthy, not something to fear. The more relaxed you can be, the more accurate your results will be. Now for that bonus tip I promised, always ask for a copy of your actual results, not just whether they're normal or abnormal. Labs can vary in what they consider normal ranges, and having your actual numbers helps you track trends over time. Plus, if you ever switch doctors, you'll have your complete health history at your fingertips. As we wrap up, I want you to remember that blood tests are one of the most powerful tools we have for staying on top of our health, especially as we get older. But they're only useful if the results are accurate. These 7 mistakes, showing up dehydrated, not checking about medications and supplements, eating or drinking during a fast, exercising intensely beforehand, having caffeine or sugar when you shouldn't, not communicating recent changes, and arriving stressed or tired, can all throw off your results and lead to unnecessary worry or missed health issues. The good news is that all of these mistakes are completely preventable with just a little planning and awareness. Stay hydrated with plain water. Check with your doctor about what medications to take or skip. Follow fasting instructions exactly. Keep your morning routine calm. Save your coffee for after the test. Communicate any recent changes or illnesses, and try to arrive relaxed and well-rested. Your health is worth taking seriously, and accurate blood test results are a crucial part of that. By avoiding these common pitfalls, you're giving yourself and your doctor the best possible information to make smart decisions about your care. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you made any of these mistakes before? Which tip was most surprising to you? Or maybe you have your own blood test preparation strategy that works well. Your experiences help other viewers, so please share them. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss important health content like this. If this video potentially saved you from a medical mix-up or gave you confidence for your next blood test, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family members who might benefit from these tips. Every share helps us reach more people who need this information. Thanks for taking the time to learn about better blood test preparation, and thank you for being part of our community. If you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe so we can continue helping you navigate your health with confidence. Here's to getting accurate results that truly reflect your health and help you live your best life at every age. Remember, your subscription and engagement don't just help the channel grow, they help us reach more people who desperately need accurate health information. So please take that extra second to subscribe, like, and share. It makes all the difference.